You open your banking app after your paycheck arrives. For a moment, the balance looks reassuring. Then the automatic payments begin. The mortgage is withdrawn, insurance renews, retirement contributions leave the account. Subscription fees disappear almost unnoticed. A credit card payment clears. Within minutes, the number that initially felt like progress begins shrinking into something more familiar. Enough to continue, not enough to change direction. For many people, this rhythm repeats every month. Income arrives. Obligations follow. The routine feels ordinary because it is ordinary. Most financial systems are designed to make consistency feel normal. The question is whether they also change what people become willing to depend on. The common assumption seems reasonable. Modern financial systems exist to create stability. A predictable salary makes planning easier. A mortgage replaces uncertain rent with scheduled payments. Automatic investing removes emotional decisions. Credit spreads large purchases across manageable monthly amounts. Recurring payments reduce forgotten bills. Each individual decision often appears responsible. Many of them genuinely are. Life becomes easier when uncertainty becomes more predictable. But predictability and dependence are not necessarily the same thing. Sometimes the very systems that reduce short-term uncertainty quietly increase the amount of certainty a person must continue receiving. The visible outcome is convenience. The hidden driver is commitment. Every recurring payment assumes another paycheck. Every long-term contract assumes future income. Every monthly obligation quietly expects tomorrow to resemble today. Most people rarely notice this because the system functions best when nothing unusual happens. The office remains open. The commute stays familiar. The salary arrives on schedule. The grocery store is stocked. The mortgage payment clears. The routine continues. Over time, behavior begins adapting to that continuity. An apartment that once felt expensive gradually becomes normal. A car payment becomes part of the monthly landscape. Streaming services renew without discussion. Insurance premiums increase slowly enough to feel unavoidable rather than noticeable. None of these changes feel dramatic on their own. Together, they create something larger. A growing financial structure built around the expectation of uninterrupted income. This is not simply about spending more. It is about adapting to obligations that become increasingly difficult to remove. The first contradiction appears here. The systems designed to reduce uncertainty often require remarkable consistency to keep working comfortably. The mortgage feels stable because payments continue. Automatic investing feels effortless because contributions continue. Employer health insurance feels secure because employment continues. The feeling of stability often depends less on what exists today than on confidence that tomorrow will resemble today. Many people only recognize this after life changes unexpectedly. A promotion is offered. It comes with more income. It also comes with longer hours. The higher salary makes a larger home feel reasonable. A more expensive neighborhood becomes possible. The monthly payment grows. Financial capacity expands. So do financial expectations. Nothing appears irresponsible. Each decision follows naturally from the previous one. Years later, another opportunity appears. A different career, a business idea, a period of reduced working hours to care for family. The decision is no longer evaluated only by its potential. It is evaluated by everything that current income must continue supporting. The visible decision concerns work. The hidden decision concerns dependence. Another contradiction slowly becomes visible. More financial options can sometimes produce fewer life options. Higher income often increases flexibility at first, but when commitments expand alongside income, flexibility can quietly begin shrinking again. The system rarely forces this outcome. It simply rewards adaptation. Housing markets encourage larger mortgages as borrowing capacity rises. Consumer financing reduces the immediate cost of expensive purchases. Subscription models replace occasional spending with permanent commitments. Employers reward consistency. Financial institutions reward reliable repayment. None of these incentives require people to become dependent. They simply make dependence easier to normalize. People usually adapt long before they recognize the pattern. The process rarely feels dramatic. It feels responsible. The retirement account grows automatically. Bills are paid on time. Debt balances gradually decline. Credit scores improve. Career progression continues. From the outside, everything appears increasingly successful, and often it is. Yet another layer remains less visible. Every improvement may also increase the cost of interruption. The longer stability continues, the more expensive instability becomes. This extends beyond employment. Investors continue making monthly contributions because future wealth depends on consistency. Families remain in particular cities because moving would disrupt schools, careers, and mortgages. Businesses pursue predictable revenue because uncertainty becomes harder to absorb as operating costs grow. Institutions and individuals begin responding to similar incentives. Consistency becomes valuable because so much now depends on it. Financial systems reward reliability. Reliability gradually encourages dependence. Dependence then makes reliability even more valuable. The cycle reinforces itself without requiring anyone to consciously choose it. This becomes especially noticeable during periods of economic uncertainty. Inflation raises grocery bills. Insurance premiums increase. Interest rates change. Companies reduce hiring. News headlines become less optimistic. The individual expenses may still be manageable. The deeper pressure comes from realizing how many parts of daily life rely upon financial continuity. The paycheck no longer supports only today's spending. It supports promises made months or years earlier. This explains why financial pressure often feels larger than the numbers themselves. Two people earning similar incomes may experience very different levels of freedom. The difference is not always how much they earn. It is how much uninterrupted income their existing commitments require. Financial systems often reward participation by making future participation increasingly important. The pressure accumulates gradually, not because anyone made a single catastrophic decision, because dozens of reasonable decisions slowly aligned around the same expectation, that tomorrow's income will continue supporting today's structure. Most people recognize this feeling before they understand its source. They hesitate before changing careers. They postpone starting a business. They continue working despite exhaustion. They delay relocation. They avoid uncertainty even when opportunity appears attractive. From the outside, these choices seem unrelated. Underneath them, a common incentive often exists. Protect the system that current life now depends upon. This is not necessarily a flaw. Modern economies depend upon reliability. Employers plan around dependable workers. Banks lend against dependable borrowers. Markets reward dependable participants. Communities benefit from dependable institutions. Dependence is not automatically harmful. It frequently creates prosperity, trust, and coordination that would otherwise be impossible. But every incentive contains a trade-off. The same structures that create stability can gradually reduce optionality. The same commitments that build security can increase the cost of change. The same financial systems that reward consistency can make consistency feel increasingly non-negotiable, which may explain why financial conversations often become conversations about freedom rather than money. People are not always asking how to earn more. They are often asking how much of their future has already been committed before it arrives. Because financial systems do more than distribute money. They quietly shape which decisions feel realistic, which risks feel acceptable, and which futures remain available. The incentives become habits. The habits become expectations. The expectations become the environment within which future choices are made. And by the time many people recognize how much of their financial life depends on continuity, the system is no longer something they merely participate in. It has become something their everyday decisions are organized around. If financial systems reward the ability to remain dependable, then what happens when dependence becomes the price of stability? Finance Simplified explores how incentives and pressure shape behavior over time.